What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, so with the way things are going so far, I just want to say that the manufacturing numbers that came out were not the best. The PMI report was decent, but the other factors weren't as strong. New orders were so. But we're seeing employment a little bit weak, at least in terms of this trend. So that being said, what do I see at least for the market moving forward? So, despite the fact that that was going on, the market is getting bought back up, and this is done a little bit better than what I was expecting. So I said I was expecting the market to push it, but I wasn't sure if we would hold above this resistance. And I did tell you that the trend suggested that we tend to reject near our resistance. So SPY has been rejecting off its 50 and 20 EMAs time and time again. But this time around, okay, SPY is trying to reclaim some of its EMAs, and this is a big shift that could be starting. SPY has this resistance at almost exactly 590. That's where our 20 EMA has to be. So this is a very psychological level as well. If we could close above this, there's going to be more potential for this to try to push a little bit more next week. Now, here's the thing: we still have this giant head and shoulders, okay, and this could still pan out, but just because there's a head and shoulders, it does not mean we just have to crash every day. There could be temporary bounces that come anyways. So the question is, are we going to form some kind of temporary bounce, or is the market about to reject? That depends on can we close above 590 or not. This is going to be dependent on the options chain. So right now, there's a balance between puts and calls, and the market makers are going in the direction of pumping us, at least to start things off. So if we close above this, I think we're going to be in a good place for next week to try to push a little bit more. If not, it's not going to be looking the best. So the next level to watch for, as long as we're above 590, excuse me, I'll be looking for an attempt to get closer to about 592. That was the high from, I think that was like yesterday during the pre-market. We actually came very close to that. So we'll see if we could get back up to 592. If we break that, then we're going back up to 595. If we can't hold above 590, we're looking for an attempt to get back down to about 588. If that fails us, we dump back down to this imbalance around 586. So why don't you see what happens as we hit 592? I'm hoping we hold above 590, if anything, and then we'll just have to see how things end up going from here. For ES, the same thing is going on. We're looking a bit more bullish. However, we'll just have to see if 59.58 holds. As long as we're above this, we're looking for an attempt to get back up towards 59.80 and eventually 6,000. If we lose 59.58, we're looking for a dip back down to 59.25. Overall, we do look a bit more bullish on the 4-hour time frame, but just know this: we want to see if we could hold above this support or not. Can we hold above our 20 EMA or do we get a rejection? We'll be waiting to see that very, very closely. So give this some time. For now, we do look a little bit more bullish, but we haven't broken past 6,000 yet on ES to turn even more bullish. So we're just watching it for now. 59.58. Can we close above that? As long as we're above that, we're going to be looking a lot better, more healthy for next week. On Nvidia, I called out the inverse head and shoulders I was eyeing, and that's what's panned out so far. So I was expecting us to push to about 140, but I did warn you guys to be careful because if we didn't break that, we could have turned back down. Instead, we broke past 140 and 142. That opens the doors for 144 and 146. If we lost 142, we're looking for a move back down to 140. But overall, this looks bullish. We have a left shoulder here. We have a head down here, then a right shoulder. This is doing a good job at holding up as long as you don't lose 142. This could be favoring a push for 146. Nvidia is looking very healthy. Great job by the bulls. For Bitcoin, we're getting bought back up. I was expecting us to retest our EMA stress to watch to see if we bounce or not. We got a bounce. So that's very, very good. And then this morning, we were talking about how off the support to just watch and see the reaction we'd get. So we're looking for an attempt to get back up to about 99,000 on Bitcoin. I think we're getting bought back up very nicely. If we break that, we're going into the 101,000 area. It's doing a good job, so we'll see if that ends up perpetuating or not. Tesla got some good news. The report has come out that the Chinese sales were actually at all-time highs. Despite the fact that Tesla's overall sales declined, the Chinese sales were still strong, at least in China itself, up over 8.8%. So that's helping them to some extent. And then there's also buyers coming back. Tesla did better than what I was expecting. I actually thought that this could retest like 375 and then maybe see a bounce. I said to watch and see that. But I wasn't expecting it to pump this much. In all honesty, However, what happened was we went down to 377 during the pre-market, and then we just got bought back up. So now we're looking for 395 as a key level. If we hold above that, we're looking for 400 to 402 as our next resistance. I would love to see Tesla push up to 402 plus, as there's potential in this to try to rebound, especially since we have previous support becoming resistance up there. If we were to lose 390, we're looking for essentially 388 and then eventually 385. If 385 fails us, especially, we come back down, but that's not looking as probable. For now, we look a bit more bullish on Tesla. So we'll see if Tesla could break past 395. If we do, we're looking for a bigger pump. And overall, I think it's doing a great job. For other factors out there, we have NQ. We look a bit more bullish now. Now, here's the thing about this. We need to hold 21,379. If we could hold this, we're looking for a big push. Now, this was very tricky. We started off with a push. We rejected off our 20 EMA. We shuffled a bit. Then we got bought back up. So it was tricky to tell if this was going to pump or not. But now we're holding above our key EMAs. So this could be favoring 21,500 as our next potential target. Looks more bullish. We need the triple Q to hold above 516.6. As long as we're above that, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to 520. Let's see if we can hold above 516.6, and we're going to be very healthy going into next week. For Aapl, we dumped to about 242. I was talking about 241 to 242 as my target. We came close to it. We didn't really reach our 200 EMA. Now we're seeing buyers defending it. So if we could get back above 244 at the very least, I think that this could be trying to retest previous resistance or previous support becoming resistance at 246.8. So there's most definitely potential in this. For the Russell, I also want to mention that despite the fact that there was a head and shoulders, I was concerned about that, but I said to watch and see if we lose 222 to turn back down. We did not lose that. Instead, we're getting bought back up and we're trying to hold our 20 EMA. So this could have been a trap for people. Many people may have seen the head and shoulders, but we did not lose key support. So now, as long as we're above 222, we're looking for 224.8 as our target. If we could break 224.8, we turn back up for 226 plus. So far it's doing a good job. Coin is also getting bought back up quite well. As long as we don't lose 260, we're favoring 271 plus, then 275. Amzn is looking quite decent. As long as you don't lose 223.5, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to 226.5. For Meta is holding up quite well. As long as we don't lose 600, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to decent levels. But I am concerned about one thing. So although we have a double bottom on Meta, we pumped to 608, then came back down to about 597. We need to hold above 600. As long as we're above 600, I think Meta could be pushing next week. We have an imbalance up here to fill, but we need to hold 600 at the very least. I would love to see Meta hold that. Microsoft is looking decent. We need to try to get back to about 425. So as long as we're above 422.5, I'd be looking for 425 as a target. Let's see if we could reclaim that or not. And then Google's also trying to push a little bit. We need to hold above 192.5. If we could hold that, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to 195. So we'll see what ends up being the case. With that being said, looking at the VIX, we do have these imbalances to fill. So there's this gap down here. There's another one all the way down here. So we'll just have to see how that goes. And then on top of that, just know that as we're holding up quite well, we'll just have to see how things develop, at least for many tickers out there. So SPY is getting bought back up right now. We need to at least hold 590. That's like my minimum target for us to remain more bullish. The buyers are coming back. It's a Friday, so don't be surprised if there's manipulation. But just know, for now, the market is shifting, right? This wasn't easy to catch because the market was very choppy in the morning. It was very tricky. But then as time went on, slowly, the buyers started coming back, and now they're gaining a lot more control. With that being said, that's my update for the markets. Thank you all so much for listening. Let's see if these supports hold. And just know that SPY and Tesla both have potential. We'll see how well Tesla holds up as well. But for now, the buyers are back. I was anticipating a push in the markets in my morning video, but I wasn't as sure about the extent of it or if we'd get some kind of rejection. It was very tricky to tell in the morning, but finally the buyers are back. And Tesla, of all things, also has been doing quite well. So let's hope we hold up. I'll see you guys very soon, and peace out.